You are in complete darkness, surrounded by hard walls. The only thing you feel is that it's getting very hot, and you could very well die, but then someone cools the outer shell from the outside, and so it goes, again and again. But then you get curious about what's happening outside, who is cooling you, and with your beak, you break the walls, and there you are, in the light. Congratulations, you've hatched. And you're a shoebill, a bird with the face of depression, the build of a dinosaur, and a gaze that says, I hate absolutely everything. And you see two others just like you, standing on opposite sides of the nest, bringing water in their beaks and cooling the eggs. These are your parents, who seem to hate each other, but they are still together because of you. Nevertheless, you enjoy every new day in this world because every day your parents take turns feeding you tasty fish. But later, something starts to bother you, and it's all because of that egg they keep watering and incubating. How can this be? Weren't you their long-awaited child? Maybe they're not happy to have you after all. You start to realize this can't go on, and you devise a plan to get rid of the competitor. Break it with your beak? No, the outer shell is stronger than the inside, and the chick hatches anyway. Now it's a member of your family, and you don't like it because it gets fed and watered just like you, and you realize you could be getting twice as much food if it weren't for him. You ask your parent for a fish, he flies away. Now you have time to let him know who's boss here. You start hitting him with your big, powerful beak, driving him away, because you have the advantage. You were born earlier, you are bigger, you are stronger than him. All he can do is run and cry. And so he runs to mommy and tells her what happened, and you think you're going to be in trouble. No, mom just walks past and gives you the fish. After all, you asked her for it. And what about the second one? He's outside the nest. No big deal. He'll climb back in if he wants to. He's not a weakling. And you ask yourself why it's like this, and you understand. Survival of the fittest. Then you think that maybe the second chick was just a spare, in case the first chick, that's you, didn't survive. And now you beat your younger brother every day until one day, he simply disappears. Maybe he ran away, or maybe predators got him. It doesn't matter because now your parents provide for you. You grow and develop. You are not a baby anymore. Now you want to try getting food for yourself. You jump into the water for a fish yourself. Looks like a failure. It seems it's still too early. Better to go back to the nest. But you want to catch a fish yourself. You practice watching your parents and make new attempts every day. And you get better and better, but it's still not enough. You can't survive without your parents because outside the nest, cunning reptiles are just waiting for the moment. 3 months have passed. You've become an almost adult individual. You're growing feathers and you're trying to fly, but this will take a lot of time and falls. Your parents have started feeding you less. And no, they haven't stopped loving you. They just understand that you are grown up and can get your own food. One day, you go far from the nest to catch something new, and upon returning, you don't see your parents. Maybe they flew off to hunt? No, they flew away and will never return. Now, you are on your own. From this shock, you just stand in the water, staring at one point, an hour, 2, 3, and you caught something. A good hunting tactic that the prey itself swam to your feet. And now you can keep standing like this and move a little slowly towards the prey, snatch it sharply, and eat. Besides fish, you also eat snakes, turtles, frogs, and baby crocodiles. Birds might also accidentally end up in your beak. There, you devoured a duckling. Kid, you should have stayed with your mother. And if the parents don't like it, they should watch their children better. Probably the only normal inhabitants here are the large animals, like the elephant. There it is, walking in the shallows and scaring fish that might swim your way, making it easier for you to catch them. Many here are afraid of you because your gaze lets them know it. And not just your gaze, but your 1.5 meter height. Even a lion looks at you with its head raised. And your wingspan looks like you're a fighter jet. And as you're flying, you notice an attractive female, although you all have the same expression. You can't just pass by. You think about approaching and introducing yourself? No, that's too cliche. So you just sneak up to her and start. Yes, this move is more like a burst of gunfire, but still, the move was a success. And now the two of you start looking for a place for a nest. You found a spot. Now you clear the area where your nest will be. And now, fly and bring branches, reeds, and more of them. The house for the children needs to be big and spacious, at least 1.5 meters. And so the female lays an egg. Now you're in the role of a parent. You turn the egg, pour water on it and incubate it. And so it goes for 30 days. You and the female stand on opposite sides of the nest as if you've agreed not to cross paths, having drawn a line that the other cannot step over. Despite these conditions, you perform the same job, but still, you feel like loners. And you're already tired, but then you see your chick has hatched. And you're lucky in your case you only have one. Although, that's also bad. What if it gets eaten? Then, there won't be a replacement. On the other hand, you won't have to watch your children fight if one of them lacks something. Now, after the hatching, fly and bring him fish. You'll also have to make sure no cunning snake gets into the nest wanting to eat your child. You chase it away and fly off to eat its children, to teach it a lesson. And so the 4th month arrives. Now it's time for you to leave. You've fulfilled your role as parents. He can survive on his own, just like you did in your time. You leave quickly so he doesn't follow you. Now you will live your life in solitude. You look for a place for a nest for yourself, but suddenly you realize you want a family life again. And you fly back to the nest, and the female returns to the nest as well. And so it goes, time after time for almost 7 years. You've already left several offspring. You've witnessed moments when your children could be eaten by predators. You might have witnessed moments when your children decided which of them was more worthy. But it's not critical, because the average lifespan of a shoebill is 35 years. Another family life cycle passes, and you're about to return again when suddenly, from behind, you hear. But you're not a female. Maybe a female decided to hit on you? No, wait. The sound is painfully familiar. You feel like you've heard it before. You turn around and see your younger brother. Weren't you eaten by predators? No, because humans caught him and raised him, taught him to fly, and then they released him, but didn't abandon him. You see some kind of blinking thing on his leg. It's a chip. They are tracking him. While in your nest, children fought every time. You witnessed the survival of the fittest moment. He didn't have that, because those same people quietly took the extra egg. These people wanted the shoebill population to increase, as there are less than 10,000 of them left. You can't believe your brother is alive, and you fly away. And so, several years pass. You are old, weak, slow. It's already hard for you to hunt, and you die of starvation.